get the feeling all alone, when your good time friends have all got up and gone, don't come knocking around my door, because I've heard your lines before. There ain't gonna be a next time this time, 'cause woman, starting right now, I'm gonna forget your name and your pretty face, girl, and write you off as a bad mistake. You know that some women, they are lovers, and some just got no sense. But a woman like you ought to be ashamed of the things that you do to men. If you get to feeling all alone, when you find that you can't make it on your own, don't come knocking around my door. You see, I've seen your act before. There ain't gonna be a next time this time, 'cause woman, starting right now, I'm gonna forget your name and your pretty face, girl, and write you off as a bad mistake. You know that some women, they are lovers, and some just got no sense. But a woman like you ought to be ashamed of the things that you do to men. If you get the feeling you were wrong, don't go wasting your good money in the phone, 'cause I can hang up as fast as you can call. That ain't all, 'cause there ain't gonna be a next time this time, 'cause woman, starting right now, I'm gonna forget your name and your pretty face, girl, and write you off as a complete and disgrace. You know that some women, they are liars, and some just got no sense. But a woman like you ought to be ashamed of the things that you do to men. Yeah, a woman like you ought to be ashamed of the things that you do to men.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. In the past couple years, I've been kind of gathering experiences to write songs about, and this is sort of a funky love song, if there is such a thing. It took me a long time to write it because I didn't want to get hurt. And a lot of times when you write about real people, you have to watch out that you don't use the real names and stuff. And I was playing in a little country and western bar one afternoon, and as soon as I got finished my set, I went over and sat next to this woman that I've been looking at. And they had the jukebox on and the TV on and the people playing the pool table. The whole thing was going on. People talking about guns and ammo, how they got the new rifle rack mounted in their trucks. And everything was going along fine. I'm sitting there, and I bought her a shot and a beer, and I found out that she used to be in a roller derby in Texas. And I said, this is love song material. If I haven't fallen in love, I have fallen in like. And then her husband came in to pick her up. And like, he was this gigantic dude with his police uniform on, flat brim hat. Took the hat off and he had one of those drill sergeant haircuts like you see in the Army. Felt tip pen. You know? Or egg with teeth. Tennis ball, whatever you want to call it, that's what this guy looked like. And they didn't want to get on his bad side because I could just hear him say, well, I fired 3 warning shots into his head. You know, I said, oh, man. So I went back home, and I just started thinking about it. Now, what am I going to write about this woman? I kept saying, how am I going to get by with doing this thing? And I thought about everything I'd done. You know, I'd gone to college, taken short story writing, creative writing, English literature, poetry, all the things that left me totally prepared for life in the Renaissance. I said, still couldn't get anything done. So I went out and bought 2 bottles of Ripple. Now, if there was anything that was going to get me to do it, it would be the Ripple. Ripple, you know, is the only wine that was made in the 12th century from back then. And it's the only wine made today that's never seen a grape. It's just nothing in it. It's a DuPont product. It's all chemicals. You drink 2 bottles of it, too, and like 14 million years of evolution go whoop, right down on all fours, you know. I'm kind of number 3 on the Darwin chart. Just pointing and grinning, you know, like. So, got 2 verses done, and then couldn't finish anymore, so I'm carried around this half-finished cassette of the album, you know, the songs. Gotta get it done. And we go out to San Francisco and finished up real early one night, and went back to the room and ordered up apple pie and coffee, and started to play, figuring going to get the words done. Now, you remember that Bon Vivant Vichyssoise scandal, where everybody was eating the soup and dropping over dead? Well, the scandal was so bad they went out of business. Moved out to San Francisco and started to make pie, which is what they sent up to the room, see, with Lucretia Borgia sauce on it. Guy comes in, opened a poison ring. Like half an hour after we ate this pie, Maury and I look at each other, and like in stereo, we say, I think I'm gonna be sick. And like, real quick, like a fool in a hurry, run into the bathroom. I put my arms around, you know, classic pose like this. And I start with the cosmic barf. Everybody knows what that feels like, you know. And Maury had eaten more of it, so he got like the sink in the bathtub. So now he is really sick. You know, we're getting calls from the front desk saying, sorry, sir, you're not allowed to have seals in the room. But behind all this, you know, we did have the courage and perseverance through all this retching to get the song finished. And it's just called I Fell in Love with the Roller Derby Queen.
Gonna tell you a story that you won't believe, but I fell in love last Friday evening with the girl I saw on a far room TV screen. Well, I was just getting ready to get my hat when she caught my eye, and I put it back, and I ordered myself a couple of more shots and beers. The night that I fell in love with a roller derby queen, round and round, oh round and round, the meanest hunk of woman that anybody ever seen. Down in the arena, she was 5'6", 215, a bleach blonde bomber with a streak of mean. She knew how to knuckle and she knew how to scuffle and fight. And a roller derby program said that she was built like a refrigerator with a head. Her fans called her Tuffy, but all her buddies called her Spike. The night that I fell in love with a roller derby queen, around and round, oh round and round, the meanest hunk of woman that anybody ever seen. Down in the arena. Well, I could not help it but to fall in love with this heavy-duty woman I've been speaking of. Things were kind of bad until the day she skated into my life. Well, she might be nasty, she might be fat, but I never met a person who could tell her that. She's my bleach blonde bomber, my heavy-handed Hackensack mama. The night that I fell in love with a roller derby queen, round and round, oh round and round, the meanest hunk of woman that anybody ever seen. Down in the arena.
Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce the band to exchanging finger picks and guitars. And a really good friend of mine, Maury Muehleisen.
Operator, oh, could you help me place this call? You see the number on the matchbook is old and faded. She's living in L.A. with my best old ex-friend Ray. Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated. But isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can't find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show I overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, but that's not the way it feels. Operator, well, could you help me place this call? 'Cause I can't read the number that you just gave me. Something in my eyes, you know it happens every time. Think about the love that I thought would save me. Isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can't find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, but that's not the way it feels. No, 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 that's not the way it feels. Operator, oh, let's forget about this call. There's no one there I really wanted to talk to. So thank you for your time. You've been so much more than kind. And you can keep the dime. But isn't that the way they say it goes? But let's forget all that and give me the number if you can't find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show overcome the blow. Learn to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, but that's not the way it feels.
Thank you very much.
We've been running away from something we both know. We've long run out of things to say, and I think I better go. So don't be getting excited when you hear that slam on door, 'cause there'll be one less set of footsteps on your floor in the morning. And we've been hiding from something that should have never gone this far. But after all, it's what we've done that makes us what we are. And you've been talking in silence, well, if it's silence you adore, well, every one less set of footsteps on your floor in the morning. Well, every one less set of footsteps on your floor, one less voice a-talking, and one less pair of jeans upon your door, one less man to walk in. But tomorrow's a dream away, and today has turned to dust. Your silver tongue has turned to clay, and your golden rule to rust. If that's the way that you want it, Well, that's the way I want it more. 'Cause there'll be one less set of footsteps on your floor in the morning. Well, there'll be one less set of footsteps on your floor, one less voice a-talking, and one less pair of jeans upon your door, one less man to walk in. But tomorrow's a dream away, and today has turned to dust. Your silver tongue has turned to clay, and your golden rule to rust. If that's the way that you want it, well, that's the way I want it more. 'Cause there'll be one less set of footsteps on your floor in the morning. Yeah, there'll be one less set of footsteps on your floor in the morning. Once we were lovers, but somehow things have changed. Now we're just lonely people trying to forget each other's names. Now we're just lonely people trying to forget each other's names. What came between us? Maybe we were just too young to know. Now and then I feel the same. And sometimes at night I think I hear you calling my name. These dreams, they keep me going these days. Once we were lovers, but that was long ago. We lived together then, and now we do not even say hello. We lived together then, and now we do not even say hello. What came between us? Maybe we were just too young to know. But now and then I feel the same. And sometimes at night I think I hear you calling my name. These dreams, they keep me going these days. What came between us? Maybe we were just too young to know. But now and then I feel the same. And sometimes at night I think I hear you calling my name. These dreams, they keep me going these days. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, before I've had a chance to play songs like that, it's mostly been playing a lot of funky barroom kind of things. Because I was playing at night. In the daytime, I was driving a semi-double clutching E-flat tractor trailer van. And getting up at 4:30 in the morning is one of my favorite things.
Now, after a while, it starts getting to you a little bit. And you start doing funny things, like going down Route 95. When you have a load of crushed stone on the back, it brings you up to maybe 30 tons. It takes about maybe 15 or 20 minutes to get it up to 75 miles an hour. But there's nothing nicer than getting up to 75 miles an hour and pulling up behind a Volkswagen that's doing 72. You can get out some of the pent-up hostility. See, there's a little lanyard that runs right about here inside of the cab of one of those trucks, and you reach on it, and it's connected to 5 air horns on top. And here you are right on the back of the Volkswagen, and you go like, honk. Of course, it's a lot louder and a lot more frightening in the real situations. And then what you do is you look down that Volkswagen's little rear-view mirror, and you would just be surprised at the number of expressions a human face can make. You know? It's just unbelievable. The first one is usually like, oh, no. You see that, usually accompanied by bending of the steering wheel. And the second one is usually just a look of terrified resignation as he realizes that he's going to become a hood ornament. But I love, you know, just the whole trucking thing. Going to truck stops is like going into a Fellini film, because you meet guys that are, you know, driving nonstop from Key West to Seattle twice a week, and they have to get into, you can't do it on a natch, you know. So they get into taking these things they call uppers, second drivers, co-pilots, West Coast turnarounds. West Coast turnaround, you take one in New York, drive to L.A., turn around, drive back. You know, all the time going like, talking to your windshield, you know. And last time we were home, we sat down, we were talking in truck stops with one of the guys, and he's telling us a story about a guy that had driven 1,000,000 miles. And the radio station went to interview him, and they said, wow, that must be some experience to have driven 1,000,000. He said, yeah. He said, I've seen just about everything. He said, well, look, he says, let me just set up a situation you can tell the people out there what it's like, because you got such quick reactions. Just imagine you're driving from L.A. to New York. You hit the first peak of the Rockies, and you see a sign that says, truckers, 3-mile downhill run. Use low, low gear. He says, uh-huh. And it's 2:30 in the morning. Your partner's all crumpled up, asleep next to you. You hit the peak, make down about the first quarter mile, hit the brakes, nothing. Make it around the first curve. That 40-footer just glides along behind you. He says, uh-huh. And you look around the second curve, and there's a Volkswagen up on a jack, getting the tire changed. He says, uh-huh. And then coming up the other way is another semi in low, low gear. He says, uh-huh. He says, what would you do? He says, well, I'd wake my partner up. He says, with all this happening, what would you do that for? He says, well, he ain't been driving long, and I know he ain't never seen a wreck like this before. That's what this is about. Speedball Tucker. Well,
I drive a broke-down rig on Maypop tires, 40 foot of overload. A lot of people say that I'm crazy because I don't know how to take it slow. I got a broomstick on the throttle. I got a rope and up and it'll ride down. Non-stop back to Dallas, popping them West Coast turnarounds. Oh, and they call me Speedball, Speedball Tucker, terror of the highway. And all them other truckers would tell you that the boy is mad. You keep driving in a rig like that. You know the rain may blow, the snow may snow, and the turnpikes they may freeze. But that don't bother old Speedball. He going any damn way he please. He got his broomstick on the throttle to keep his throttle footer dancing round. Oh, with a cup full of cold black coffee and a pocket full of West Coast turnaround. Oh, and they call me Speedball, Speedball Tucker, terror of the highway. And all them other truckers would tell you that the boy is mad to be driving in a rig like that. One day I looked into my rearview mirror, coming up from behind. There was a Georgia State policeman and $100 fine. Oh, well, he looked me in the eyes, he was writing me up. He said, driver, you been flying? 'Cause 95 is the route you were on. It was not the speed limit sign. Oh, and they call me Speedball, Speedball Tucker, terror of the highway. And all them other truckers would tell you that the boy is mad to be driving in a rig like that. Yeah, they call me Speedball, Speedball ball talker, terror of the highway, and all them other truckers would tell you that the boy is mad to be driving in a wreck like that.
Thank you very much.
Uptown got its hustlers, the Bowery got its bumps. 42nd Street got Big Jim Walker, he a bull shooting son of a gun. Yeah, he big and dumb as a man can come, but he's stronger than a country horse. And when the bad folks all get together at night, you know they all call Big Jim boss, just because. Did he say you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't speed into the wind, you don't pull the mask off an old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Well, out of South Alabama come a country boy. You see, I'm looking for a man named Jim. I am a bull shooting boy, my name is Willie McCoy, but down at home they call me Slim. Yeah, I'm looking for the king of 42nd Street. He drive on a drop-top Cadillac. Last week he took all my money, and it may sound funny, but I come to get my money back. And everybody say, Jack, whew, don't you know that you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't speed into the wind, you don't pull the mask off an old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Well, a hush fell over the pool room as Jimmy come bopping in off a street. And when the cutting was done, the only part that wasn't bloody was the soles of the big man's feet. Woo! Yeah, he was cutting about 100 places, and he was shot in a couple more. And you better believe I sung a different kind of story when the big Jimmy hit that floor. Oh. And they say you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't speed into the wind, you don't pull the mask off an old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Slim. Yeah, Big Jim got his hat. Find out where's that night hustling people strange to you, even if you do got a two-piece custom-made pool cue. Yeah, you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't speed into the wind, you don't pull the mask off an old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Slim.
Thank you.